Has your MacBook frozen? We don't want that. You could have a MacBook Pro, a MacBook, whatever, MacBook Air. Your mouse doesn't move, your keyboard doesn't move. It just does not respond and it's just stuck. What's happened right here? This video today, I will show you exactly why this is happening and how you can prevent it from happening in future. Hey, before we do jump into this video, we love macOS security on this channel. We do all things macOS security, so make sure that you click on that subscription button, click on the bell, that way you don't miss out on any of our future video releases. We also have some great software called Moonlock, which we'll talk a little bit more about later on, but ultimately Moonlock is an app that you need to ensure that your Mac stays safer for longer. It's going to be running silently in the background, and you can also schedule it to run and scan your entire Mac. Make sure that your Mac is free from malware, from malicious code, from viruses. It is the best thing that you could be doing to ensure that your Mac remains safer for longer. You can go and grab it completely for free, download it for free from our website, link to it down below. And if you love it as much as we do, you can also pick it up using that 10% YouTube code, YouTube10, so you can get a discount when you do go and grab it. So why does your Mac freeze? What is happening right here? So one of the reasons is that your Mac is just overloaded. There's just too much stuff going on. Your Mac has hardware inside of it, right? There's RAM, there's CPU, there's like stuff inside of it, there's a hard drive. And then if there's too many apps, too many files, your hard drive is full, or too many apps running at the same time, those resources can get consumed, causing your Mac to potentially freeze up, or at least start to run really slow and then freeze after a bit of time. You know, and then you could leave it running like that for a while and then it may start to work again, but then it freezes again, and it's like a pattern. You know, a common one that I see a lot is browser tabs. Do you love having 30, 40, 50 browser tabs open at the same time? Did you know that when you're opening Safari or Chrome or whatever browser you use, every single tab that you have open is consuming a little bit of that memory on your Mac? The more you have, the slower your Mac is going to run. Another reason is just apps that are running silently in the background. When your Mac boots up, there are these items, apps, processes that automatically start with the Mac. Sometimes these things need to be run in the background because it's part of the macOS operating system. But then there's often all these other apps and processes that you may not even know are starting up automatically in the background. And all of that is also consuming resources. So too many apps running at the same time is going to have that same problem. So check those login items, remove apps that are starting up automatically. I touched on it a little bit on point number one, but this is where your hard drive is just full. There's just too much stuff going on. If you have too much stuff and your hard drive is full, then your Mac is gonna grind to a halt. And sometimes that causes the Mac to freeze. Because there's apps that are running on your Mac, these apps often need hard drive space to actually do certain activities. Background tasks need hard drive space because they're writing data sometimes to the drive. So if the drive is full, then these things can't run, and then the apps then cause the Mac to freeze. And then one common reason is that there is something buggy in the software. There is some sort of application. Now it could be macOS, it could be another application that has some sort of a bug in it. Something is not right with an application that causes the Mac to freeze. So it could be bad updates, it could be apps that are conflicting with each other. So you've got one app that works fine on its own, another app that works fine on its own, but then you bring those two apps together, there's some weird conflict. We don't know why. And then another common reason is that there is something malicious actually running on the Mac. There is some malware, there is a virus, there is something that is not right. Something that is either consuming all the resources, something that is actually taking control or advantage of an app or a process that is running on that Mac, which then causes the whole thing to hang up. And that one is a scary one, and you need to deal with that. So how do you fix it? How do you fix a Mac that is freezing? The most immediate thing to do right now is to close out of the apps that you've got running. Command Option Escape on there, and then kill any frozen apps. You'll actually see the apps sometimes listed in there that actually say that they're not responding. If it's an app that's not responding, that could be the cause, and you should be able to close out of those apps. Close out of them, the good first start. The next step is to then look at just powering the Mac down. Do a reboot of the Mac. Push that power button down for about 10 seconds and that'll actually force the Mac to turn off, and then just boot your Mac back on. You may want to then look at those login items. Go and check that list of the login items and remove things that shouldn't be there. Minimize the amount of apps that you have running. Close out of all of your browser tabs. Don't have all these browser tabs open, because the reality is there's only so many resources that your Mac has. I'd also recommend, very, very important here, is to do a malware scan check. Grab that software, you can download it, install it, and then scan your entire Mac. There may actually be some malware, some malicious code, an app, something that is infected. The nice thing about Moonlock as well is that it actually will also suggest some of the settings that you could be changing and some good practices that you could put in place on your Mac to make it run faster for longer. Because all these little things compounded could actually make your Mac overall run slow, but actually also cause your Mac to freeze. So scan everything, give it a clean health check, and then that may be the solution for you. Another last resort here is to go and reinstall macOS altogether, because macOS could actually be corrupted. So save all your data, do a backup using a Time Machine or something similar, remove everything, reinstall macOS from scratch. If it still is happening after that, you may actually have a hardware fault. There could actually be a hardware issue on your computer, your hard drive, your RAM, your CPU, your graphics card, any other bits inside of that Mac. So that's where you go and take it to an Apple specialist to go and get it verified. Hey, as I said at the start, we have Moonlock, great piece of software. Go and download it completely for free. Try it for free for 7 days. You can go and pick it up using our YouTube 10 code. That way you can ensure and guarantee that your Mac stays safe. Hey, we love macOS security, and if you do as well, want to make sure that your Mac runs safer for longer, follow along on this YouTube channel by clicking on the subscription button. Click on the bell, that way you are also notified when we release new videos. Thanks again, hopefully you found this video helpful. Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you on the next video.